February 12, 2006, Daytona International Speedway. Denny Hamlin was a rookie. He never won a Cup Series race. He never even competed in the Budweiser Shootout. But on this night at Daytona, he was about to make history. Ken Schrader drew the pole and led the opening 12 laps of Segment 1. Jimmie Johnson took over briefly before Schrader reclaimed the lead. Then, with 6 laps to go in Segment 1, chaos erupted on the backstretch. Jimmy McMurray got hooked by Brian Vickers and turned down into Ryan Newman. The big one struck. 9 cars were collected. Newman, McMurray, Vickers, Kyle Busch, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kasey Kahne, Scott Riggs, and Dale Jarrett. Segment 1 ended under caution with Ken Schrader winning the first segment. During the intermission, Carl Edwards was sent to the rear for going below the yellow line earlier in the segment. The controversy was just beginning for Carl Edwards. Segment 2 started on lap 21, with Jimmie Johnson taking over the lead from Schrader. On lap 23, Jeff Gordon's car began smoking, and he was forced out with a suspension issue. The race restarted on lap 29, with Johnson still out front. Kyle Busch took the lead on lap 32. Michael Waltrip passed him on lap 36 and led the next 11 laps. Then, on lap 40, Carl Edwards went below the yellow line to avoid Jimmie Johnson and Kyle Busch, who were pitting. Edwards made no contact, lost 3 positions, and just kept racing. 3 laps later, NASCAR black flagged Edwards for passing below the yellow line again. Edwards was furious. He refused the penalty initially, shouting on his radio, "No, I'm not doing it. It's wrong." His crew chief Bob Osborne calmed him down, and Edwards eventually served the pass-through penalty. Then, NASCAR penalized him again for speeding on pit road. Edwards' night was ruined. Tony Stewart took the lead on lap 46, but green flag pit stops shuffled the field. Jimmy McMurray, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Scott Riggs each led a lap before Denny Hamlin emerged as the leader on lap 51. With 8 laps to go, Kyle Busch attempted to pass Hamlin and briefly took the lead on lap 63. Denny Hamlin reclaimed it the next lap. Then, with 4 laps to go, Tony Stewart passed Hamlin. But on that same lap, Ryan Newman blew a tire on the backstretch and brought out the caution. The race went into a green-white-checkered finish. Hamlin lined up along his teammate Tony Stewart. When the green flag dropped, Hamlin made the move. He passed Stewart on the restart and took the lead. Dale Earnhardt Jr. closed hard in the final 2 laps, but Hamlin held him off by 0.154 seconds. Denny Hamlin crossed the line, his first Budweiser Shootout victory, the first rookie to ever win the shootout in 28 years of the event. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished second, Tony Stewart came home third, Scott Riggs and Jimmie Johnson rounded out the top 5. Rookie season, first shootout, first rookie to ever win it. Started 15th, passing your own teammate on the final restart, holding off Dale Jr. by 1/10 of a second. That's not luck, that's clutch, that's confidence. That's the kind of moment that defines a career. Denny Hamlin didn't just win that night, he announced himself. 28 years of the Budweiser Shootout, and no rookie had ever done it. Hamlin changed that. When the pressure is highest, when the stage is biggest, when everyone doubts you, that's when you prove who you are. That's racing, that's greatness. Denny Hamlin is a 3-time Daytona 500 winner, and this race was a precursor, just like an omen, to his greatness on the super speedways. His first ever attempt at a Daytona race in NASCAR Cup Series, and he went out and did it in his rookie year. This was even before he got his first Cup Series victory, which is really cool. What's really cool about this car is the FedEx and the orange and the theme of this year, where they had different colors for the different sectors of FedEx. I really love the orange one in particular. This is a pretty special car. Let's take a closer look. You see on the nose, pretty clean. He was pretty disciplined all race. On the bottom, you see some orange valence, but then also some black. I'm not sure if that's tape or if the orange is tape. I'm not quite sure. Along the left-hand side, pretty clean. Some tire and dirt along the front, but as we go along the side, very, very clean. This race was pretty chaotic, but he kept it very clean. Tony Stewart was really guiding him this day. Along the rear, you see those rookie stripes. even clean on the bumper, not a lot of beating and banging on his car, which again shows you how good he was. But on the right side, you see some fender flare up and ripping apart and some contact right there on the right hand side. That was more so after the race where he did a burnout, ripped that rear end up, and got some congratulations at the end. This car was raced and produced in 2006 by Action Racing Collectibles. This is an elite diecast in a standard finish. The production quantity on this car is 311, and the DIN on this specific car is 290, and this car is bought on eBay. This was a pretty cool race. A lot of beating and bang, a lot of controversy, especially with Carl Edwards, a lot of crashes, a lot of this mangled mess. Like Tony Stewart was pretty vocal about how he didn't like the style of racing. But for the viewer on TV, it was pretty cool. I don't know if the drivers will like this kind of racing, but I thought it was really good. Take care.